Hello everyone, today I will show you how to crochet this hat. I made it in a medium size, but you can make it in any size you like. To make this beanie you need to know how to chain, slip stitch and half double crochet, and that's it. I have used less than 100 grams of chunky yarn and 5.5mm crochet hook. Let's get started. So I'm gonna chain 35. The foundation chain determines the length of the hat. Now is the time to create your foundation chain, measure it and check what length will be suitable for you. My 35 chains measure 9.6 inches and it's suitable for my head. Now the essential point is that your chain should be a multiply of 2 plus 1. Okay, so once I make sure I have 35 chains, I'm gonna start in the second chain from the hook. I'm gonna make 1 slip stitch into each chain. So 1 slip stitch into each chain. This is our row number 1. So I will see you at the end of row number 1. And once you finish row number 1, chain 1 and turn your work. And from now we will work in the back loops only. So here you can see black loops and front loops. We will work in the back loops only. We will start row number 2 with 4 slip stitches. So 1 slip stitch into next 4 stitches. So this is your first slip stitch in the first stitch. Second slip stitch in the second stitch. Slip stitch in the third stitch. Slip stitch in the fourth stitch. And we'll make now half double crochet into the next stitch. Remember, we are working in the back loops and we completely ignore the front loops. So now we are making half double crochet into the next stitch, then slip stitch into the next stitch, then half double crochet, then slip stitch, and we will continue it until you reach the fourth stitch from the end. So now half double crochet in the back loop, so half double crochet in the back loop, and slip stitch in the next stitch in the back loop, of course. Now half double crochet into the next stitch, and slip stitch into the next stitch. So continue until you reach the fourth stitch from the end. So half double crochet, and slip stitch. So until you reach the fourth stitch from the end. Last 4 stitches left. We are making 1 slip stitch into each stitch. So 1 slip stitch into the next stitch, 1 stitch into the next stitch, 1 stitch into the next stitch, and 1 slip stitch into the last stitch. Chain 1 and turn your work. And from now on, in each row, we will repeat the stitch from the row below. What does it mean? If in previous row we had slip stitch, we will also make a slip stitch. So we are starting from 4 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4 slip stitches. And next, our next stitch was also slip stitch. So we can see slip stitch underneath. So we are making slip stitch as well. So I'm making another slip stitch. Now our next stitch was half double crochet, so we are making half double crochet. Remember, we are still working in the back loops only. So slip stitch is next in the next stitch, and then half double crochet. Continue until end of the row. Repeat that in each row. So in each next rows, you will repeat stitch from the row below. The number of rows determines the width of the hat. You can check from time to time if the hat has reached the desired width. Yeah, and at the end of the row, remember we have slip stitches. So this is our last half double crochet, and then make one slip stitch in the last 4 stitches. Chain 1 and let's make one more row. So we are starting from slip stitch because a row below there was also slip stitch. So 1 slip stitch, 2 slip stitch, 3 slip stitches, slip stitch and 4th. And now our next stitch was half double crochet, so we are making half double crochet, slip stitch, half double crochet, slip stitch. Continue until you reach desired length. I have finished building the width of my hat. Now I will show you how to connect the 2 edges of the hat. I want the seam to be invisible from the outside. Fold the bany in half and align their sides precisely so that the stitches match each other. Insert the crochet hook from one side and move the loop under the corresponding stitch. We will join 2 sides with a slip stitch, and to make the seam as invisible as possible, we will not insert our hook here, but here. So quite far, as you can see. So here, and then just under both loops. In the corresponding stitch, just under both loops. So like that. And then slip stitch. And next stitch. Here and here, just under the both loops, and slip stitch. Remember to not skip any stitch. Make it one by one until you reach the other side of the hat. Okay, we will be closing the top of the hat now. Cut your yarn but leave some tail for sewing. Thread your tail on the needle. First of all, make a knot. It is very important to make this knot now, right now, after you finish joining 2 edges. So make this knot. And now we will be inserting our needle into top stitches of the hat, as you can see on the video. And pull. And then another 5, and then put your needle under another 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and pull. Continue around. And once you finished, pull to close the hole. And when you close the hole, we will make a few knots to secure our hat. When you think you made enough knots, turn off your hat and make a final knot. Cut your yarn and that's it. I hope you guys like the video. In my next video I will show you how to make a gloves that match this hat. I'm gonna upload it tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Leave thumbs up, comments, and thanks for watching. Bye!